mean, we are so excited about today's show because it's all about Emily Ann Roberts.
You're going to love her.
Most of you have probably already heard of her. She was on The Voice, did very well. She's got new music coming. She's already put out a bunch of great new music, and she's just a doll from here in East Tennessee. So sit tight. She's on the show with us in a matter of seconds. We have had the opportunity to speak to this young lady once before on the radio, and then now we're super excited to have her on the YouTube channel, and she's got exciting stuff going on. Emily Ann Roberts is here. Hi, how are you?
Hi, it's good to be here. I'm doing great.
Now, are you going out and doing stuff today, or did you get this dressed up just for us?
Just for you.
Oh, we feel so special.
I'm just saying, I'm sitting here in a Cars t-shirt. She looks beautiful. That's how it's supposed to be, though. Yeah. Women are always supposed to look better than the guys. So, well, let's start with just personal stuff. You're a couple years into a marriage. How did he do on Valentine's Day? Did it go well?
Oh, he did great on Valentine's Day. Look at this. I've got the flowers right here.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
Now, did he purchase those or steal them from a graveyard?
Oh my gosh, I've never even thought of that.
Well, you got to check on these guys.
That's crazy. I hope he purchased them.
I suspect you've known him a long time. He's probably doing it the right way.
Yes.
He's not like this guy. Now, what did you do for him?
Oh, well, okay. Now, I did actually get him a gift this year. My mama has always said that girls don't get the boys' gifts on Valentine's. And I don't know where she came up with that rule. It's not a rule, but that's what she's always said. But this year, Kris was like, he has a big beard. But he doesn't do anything like to it. He's just a boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just wild. And so he told me about a week ago, he was like, you know, I might need to start stepping up my game with my beard.
Nice.
So I said, okay. So I went to Target and I looked in the little men's section. I got him some beard wash, some beard oil, a comb.
Check it out. He's the next Jordan Davis.
Now, he's going to be really fancy.
How did you feel on the excitement level when he said he wanted to step up his game with the beard? Are you a fan of the beard? Not a fan of the beard?
I love the beard.
Oh, okay.
I love the beard. But he's just a man's man. Like, he don't really care about his appearance. Like, he does, but he's not a print. Like, he don't print.
Right.
You know?
He's not spending a bunch of time doing all the little things.
No, he's not. So it was a little bit out of character, but I said, well, I'll support you in it. So.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
So, it's good.
That's awesome. Has he had, forgive me for not knowing this, how long has he had the beard?
Oh, he's had the beard for a while. He lost all of his hair a couple of years back, so he is bald on top, but he's got a big old beard. I think he's cute as a button.
I love that. And it's funny, for guys, that may be one of the worst things that can happen to a man just because of everything, the way society is and the way we're always brought up. It's like, oh, if you go bald. But now it's like there are a lot of guys out there who are sporting that look, who are making it work. And I think it's great for everybody else to finally feel like, okay, it's okay if this happens. I can still be a guy and still look good.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't want to be exclusive either. Women can grow beards and look great. I don't.
And
know.
if all else fails and it's really bugging you and you can grow the beard, you just sweep up the beard into a giant comb over all the way around your head.
Now you're talking.
Wow,
now that's something.
Yeah.
Throwing it out there as an option. I don't know.
At what point in this interview so far have you realized I've made a terrible mistake?
I think it happened pretty quick. Most likely, we don't. Well, let's talk about music now. I want to talk about, because we're in East Tennessee right now. We've been here for 5 or 6 years now. We're going to be going back to Nashville soon. But you're from here, Carnes High School, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the song you put out in the fall, "The Building." Tell us a little bit. I mean, we've heard the song. The song's beautiful. It's wonderful. But I didn't realize, I guess, at the time, because we've been so busy with other things, that it was about the church that just turned 100 years old that your grandfather started?
Yes. So it's a crazy story. I wrote the song at the top of last year, so 2022. And, I didn't realize that was the year that the church turned 100. Wow. And so we wrote it in February, and then in March, the church started talking that in October, they would be celebrating 100 years. And I just was like, oh my goodness, the timing of this is so cool. It was like a little cherry on top. But if you haven't heard the song, it's about my home church in East Tennessee. And I'm so thankful to be an East Tennessee girl. It has made me the woman that I am today. It's shaped who I am as an artist and a songwriter and a singer. And when I think about home, I think about the place that I was raised and the house I grew up in. But even more than that, I think about my home church because that's the place that truly raised me up and it made me the woman I am today more than any other place. It gave me a foundation to build my life on. Yeah. And so, I wrote this song with a man named Michael Farron, who is absolutely incredible. And he told me he had been stalking my Instagram. And literally, it was the first time we had written. He was like, I stalked your Instagram. And I was like, oh, crap. What'd you find? But yeah, he said that he was stalking it and he saw a post that I had written up about my home church. And, my great grandfather started that church. He was the first person to ever preach on that stage. And my Nana, my grandmother, she was the church secretary, and my mom and daddy met there. And it's just like the list goes on and on. Every Sunday was like family reunion. All my cousins, brothers, uncles, everybody came to that church. And so I just have a rich family history there. And Michael said that he grew up in a church that had the same kind of story for him. And he said, have you ever thought about writing about it? And I was like, well, no, but I'd love to. And so we sat down and put our heads together and our stories together and wrote the song, The Building.
Oh, wow. It's interesting to hear you talk with such passion about that. And I know that a church can be so special to people and it's such a deep part of your life. And then I think about the fact at the same time that you were on Team Blake when you're on The Voice, and that must have been so difficult to deal with him when you have such your soul is so safe and his is so on the razor's edge of danger all the time.
Well, he is a goober. I will say that. People ask me all the time. They're like, is Blake really as funny in real life as he is on TV? I'm like, what you see is what you get.
And he's a mess. I hope every time that he's on the news from here on out, they just say area goober underneath Blake Shelton. Not country music star, not voice star.
Local goober.
Blake Shelton, local goober.
Local goober. Oh my gosh. Please don't tell that to my name.
And then, so you're playing his pre-party at Old Red, right? When he comes into town?
Yes, I am. So February 23rd, I'm going to be at Old Red Gatlinburg. So we're headed back home and we're going to be playing in East Tennessee. And I am so excited. I love playing Old Red. And we're going to be giving away lots of tickets to his show at Thompson Bowling Arena the next night, Friday the 24th.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm going to give away tickets. Old Red's giving away tickets. So the only thing people have to do to be entered is show up and have a party with us. Well, it's going to be good.
At the pre-party, please announce many, many times that you appreciate Blake closing out your show.
I'll do it.
Celebrity closer. That's awesome. It's so much fun. East Tennessee, what we learned very quickly when we moved over here was how tight,
passionate, yes,
and passionate this community is. It must be so fun for you to come home and play because I'm sure people just go bananas to see the hometown girl come back.
Oh my goodness. People are so sweet. Seriously. Like I never imagined. I guess it was weird for me when I was on the show because you're like working every single day and you're on TV, but you don't like go back to the hotel and sit and turn the TV on and watch yourself. Like you feel very disconnected from the reality that you are in people's living rooms. And I remember when I got home after the finale, I flew out the day after and I was so ready to get home. I missed my home so much. And I was walking out the airport and there was people everywhere with signs. I love you. We're so proud of you, our hometown girl. And I just remember thinking like, what? Like they know me? They've watched me on TV. Like it was just, but even ever since then, I mean, people will stop me and say, I voted for you and I love following you. I love your music. And that just means the world to me. People in my home have been so supportive and so sweet.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's what it's all about. You know, I remember way back when American Idol first started and he's from Alabama. I grew up in Alabama. We moved there from Ohio. But when American Idol first started, and Ruben Studdard got in there from Birmingham, Alabama. There were people, having like big gatherings at community centers and stuff, so they could just group
phone
vote.
banks and
that's and not that he's not super talented because he is obviously, but it's so helpful when you get a smaller town feel because these are people who are passionate. They're committed to your success. I would think that if you're from a place like LA, New York, those people don't care. They just don't have time to think about those kind of things, or they just don't. So how special is it that you have such a great following and that they're still so passionate about what you're doing?
Oh, it means the world to me. We played a show at Cotton Eye Joe last year, and it was one of my first big ticketed shows since for a couple of years. And it was amazing just to see folks singing along to every single one of my songs, and just know that they'd even buy tickets to come and hang out. I mean, it means the world. I am so thankful for all the folks in East Tennessee that have just continued to love and support me.
And I think it becomes an even bigger deal, when you think about, times are tough. I can't go into the grocery store and I hear people complain about the price of eggs or whatever, those things. And they're saving up. They're making a plan to make sure that they can come, see their favorite artist, you. And I think that's just a testament to how strong an artist you are. That's great.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, on the subject...
It means the world.
Well, sure. Let's talk a little bit, too. You've been teasing on social media about some new music. We're expecting new music soon.
We stalked your Instagram.
Oh, great.
So he set her off. I mean, gosh, millions of... This is crazy, the people who are checking out the reels on this. When can we... you're going to give us a little more? When can we expect to see more new music? What are we looking for here?
Very, very soon is what I can tell you. I mean, like, before you know it, it's going to be announced.
Okay.
I will say that... the wait is not too much longer for He Set Her Off. And I am so excited. People started eating that song up. And I'll tell you what, I went from The Building, which is precious, and I love that song, to He Set Her Off. And I posted it and I said, like, it's your classic country storytelling song about a man going nuts, or a woman. Well, the man went nuts too, but a woman going nuts so on her man because he's been unfaithful. And I shared it, and just to put it out there and see what people thought. Well, people just started making videos with their own stories. And one of the first videos was a woman, and it showed her, I guess, husband, boyfriend, somebody out in the yard picking up his stuff, and a cop car came up.
Oh my God.
I was like, did I inspire this? Was I a part of this somehow?
Okay. Wow. Just hearing this story made me realize real quick that we need to figure out a way that we can profit off this. Remember, Revo used to do these kind of songs, and then she would do TV movies.
No?
Maybe you need to go ahead and get this licensed down as a movie.
I'm afraid of what would happen in the movie.
Based on the videos you're seeing, my gosh.
Based on the videos I'm seeing, I'm like, oh crap. Because when we wrote the song, I kind of sat down. I was like, women do go crazy sometimes. We all know it.
That's not true.
What?
I've never witnessed anything like that. I don't think.
Hey. Now we're being real. Women do go crazy sometimes, and so do men. But here's the deal. We don't just go crazy on our own. Something happens, one little thing goes on top of another little thing. All of a sudden, explosion.
That's it.
And it's crazy. And so that's what this song is about. He set her off. He thought she was fragile like a flower, but she's fragile like a bomb. And he just did the wrong thing, and he set her off. And so, anyways, it's been kind of, I don't know what I expected, but I guess I didn't expect to see a bunch of people airing out their crazy stories using my song. But hey,
well, that's fantastic.
I guess if they're relating
Heck yes,
to it,
and you can't beat that. I mean, and
No.
when putting a piece of art out there that you were a part of creating, and then watching it connect with people like that, so much so that they want to take time to do those videos. I mean, that's a strong thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens once it's out there. And people have only heard what's on TikTok and Instagram, which is just the first verse and chorus. So I'm excited for them to hear where the song and where the story goes, because nobody's heard the whole thing. But if they want to hear the full song, then they can come and hear it. I will be playing it over at Gatlinburg on the 23rd.
Look at that.
Awesome.
So they will hear it there.
Nice plug. Look at her tying it all together.
Yes. It's like you're a seasoned pro at this.
Wow.
Nicely done. So what is 2023, aside from getting new music out, what else does it hold for you? What are you excited about in this coming year?
Well, I'm playing a lot of exciting venues that I've never played before, and I get to open for some incredible artists like Ashley McBride. I'm opening for her in June in Ohio, and so I'm really excited about that. We're going to be on the road like crazy this year, and so that is something that I'm really pumped about. And then I get to go to Norway at the end of the year to sing.
Excellent.
So when I released my song Whole Lotta Little, it got so much traction over there. Like in Oslo, in Norway, it was like the number one streaming city. And I'm like, me from East Tennessee in Norway? Like, what the heck?
My wife just got back from over there. It's beautiful.
Oh, we are so excited. I mean, I never dreamed that I would get to do something like that and that my music would take me there. So, a lot of fun shows and a lot more new music. I have been writing songs that I am so proud of, and I just can't wait to share this body of work with everyone.
You know, I want to ask you, you said opening up for Ashley McBryde. When you open up for artists like that, do you ever get a chance to slide out and see a little bit of the show and take it in? And do you try to take things from it, or do you, what's?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Ever since I've started doing this, I mean, I've always loved going to concerts, but I wasn't really a student of concerts and of other people's performances until I started doing it myself. Anytime I open up for people, I am always watching, because I try to just be a sponge and learn, like, oh my gosh, that was so pro and I need to get better. Or like, wow, I love how they pulled that off. Like, because the thing is, like, I learn from people's mistakes, how they handle it, from their successes. I mean, it's just so good to be able to go and learn from your peers. Well, and I'm not even that she's my peer. I'm down here and she's up there. But it's just good to be able to learn from them. So I do that every chance.
Well, we're not even artists, and we've been lucky enough, name drops coming, you know, like Backstage with Keith Urban or Kenny Chesney, who we believe have amazing how they handle things. And I've asked Keith before, why did you do that? And he was like, hey, well, I was noticing backstage that this was going on or this was going on, and I want to make sure people have a good experience. So I was having them do that. Just the whole business aspect of it is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much going on behind the scenes that you don't realize. And then it is kind of funny because after you do it yourself, you don't just go, it's hard to go and just enjoy.
Yeah. Right.
Like my wheels are always turning, like, oh, I wonder if they meant to do that, or I wonder why this happened this way. So yeah, there's so much more going on behind the scenes than people realize when they go to a show.
Back up, before you were doing it as a student, who were a couple of your favorite concerts you went to see when you were just young and not quite an artist yet?
Well, I went to a lot of bluegrass concerts. Ricky Skaggs was somebody that I absolutely loved to go and see. Every time he came to Knoxville, we would go see him. And gosh, I learned how to singing along to his records. And I've always been so inspired by him. So he's one. And then Miranda Lambert is another person that, like, almost every Christmas, if she was coming to Thompson Bowling, my dad would surprise me and my sister with tickets to see Miranda Lambert. And I absolutely loved going to her concerts because she is so real. And like, when I say real, like, it seems very obtainable. Like, I remember the first one I went to, I was just a little girl, and I don't know, well, I bet guys don't do this. I was about to say, you know how it is, but y'all probably don't know how it is. When you're a little girl and you're going to a concert, you dress like, oh, they're going to see me in the crowd and I need to look cute because I'm going to this concert. Like, and I'm up in the nosebleeds. I ain't ever going to have a speck. But, I remember I was so worried about my outfit and I just wanted to be adorable. And she got on stage that night and she was like, her hair was up in a messy bun. She had a bandana in, a grungy old t-shirt and a skirt. And she said, I bought this outfit from Target today, like in Knoxville before the show. And I just remember thinking, like, oh, so she's like me, like, she's just normal like me. She goes to Target too. But I learned so much from watching her. I absolutely love her music. And her and Ricky Skaggs are probably the top two people that I've seen live in concert.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Ricky's a genius. I mean, that guy can play all day. Man, he's something.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Very cool. Well, Emily Ann, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. We're super excited, as we know your fans are, about the new music that's coming, and I know that Old Red's going to be packed to the gills with East Tennessee folks ready to see you perform live, and we just wish you the very best in the new year. Real quick, you said be on the road a lot. One more question. Does your husband get to travel with you much when you're out that much?
Yes.
Good.
So anytime he can, he goes with us, and you'll see him at the merch table. He's merch man, and he does so well at that. And he works a job as well, so there's some shows that he can't make, but anytime that he can, he's out there driving the van, pulling the trailer, unloading.
Awesome.
And
So everybody, when you're buying your concert shirt and all your merch, the guy with the handsome beard.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
looking good with all the goodies you got
Yes.
for Valentine's Day. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again. We really appreciate you taking the time. We're going to have all your information in our description on this video, and we hope everybody will go check out your stuff and stream.
Thank you.
Oh, Tony and Kris, thank you so much for having me. It's so good to talk to y'all again.
Awesome. Thanks.